The man responsible for Fremont bombings is finally caught. Details coming up.
Fremont becomes the first city in the country to set standards for an internet service provider. More information coming soon. Good evening and welcome to Ohlone Network News. I'm Amy Smitherman.
And I'm Anthony Reeser. Topping our news tonight. After misleading investigators and relishing in his role as a suspect, 53-year-old former crime lab technician Rodney Blanche of San Diego was arrested for several bombings that occurred in Fremont last year. One bomb blasted a 10-foot hole in the roof of Police Chief Craig Steckler's home. An explosive in a brown paper bag was found that same afternoon on the porch of Steckler's predecessors. Authorities weren't able to defuse that bomb. Also caused damage at newly constructed homes. Blanche faces 11 charges, including attempted murder using a destructive device. Blanche often expressed enjoyment in being the center of investigation, saying that he loved it. This month's Shelter Against Violent Environments, or SAVE, held their 4th annual festival at the park at Central Park in Fremont to raise awareness of the growing domestic violence cases. Ohlone News reporter Sonia Loyoso has the story.
We've all heard about it one too many times, and for some may have even experienced it personally or know of someone caught in the monstrous situation of domestic violence. The organization SAVE is just one of many groups assisting battered women. This month, SAVE held their 4th annual festival in the park.
SAVE stands for Shelter Against Violent Environments. We are the battered women's shelter here in Fremont. Our ultimate goal is to end domestic violence. Unfortunately, that's rather a wide sweeping goal. In the shorter term, it's to help women get out of violent situations.
A disturbing fact about domestic violence is that every year in the United States, there are over 3 million incidents reported. That means every 9 seconds, someone, most likely a woman, is beaten by their partner.
The statistics say that 95% of the victims are women, so the other 5% are men, and those statistics reflect reported victims.
What's even more disturbing in most domestic violent cases is the fact that the person committing these violent attacks is someone very close to the victim.
The abusers are usually into a lot of control. They want to control the checkbook, they want to control where the victim goes, who they see, so that's the common thread.
Domestic violence is not a situation that should be hidden or be embarrassed about. If you or someone you know is involved in a domestic violence case, please reach out for help now and call SAVE's 24-hour hotline at 510-794-6055 or go to their website at www.infolane.com/save. Reporting for Ohlone TV, Channel 15, I'm Sonia Loyoso.
Last Tuesday, the city of Fremont set standards for AT&T's high-speed cable modem internet service. These standards make Fremont the first city in the country to set standards for an internet service provider. AT&T's Fremont service was one of the first of its kind and has been known for outages, loss of speed, and long waits for customer service. While speed of the service is not covered by the new standards, customer service and installation issues are. Customer service representatives must answer 90% of calls within 30 seconds. Also, customer payments must now be allowed to be paid not only by credit card, but also by cash or check. If AT&T fails to comply with any of the new standards, they'll be fined. Fremont School District is trying to redivide the boundaries for all the schools in the district. There are efforts to evenly divide the number of students at each school. The school board has presented 4 alternatives, and as of now, the school board has only condemned one of the ideas. Many parents are complaining about the changes in boundaries because it would divide up several of the elementary schools and high schools. There will be a public hearing on the boundary question on October 14th. After that, Superintendent Sharon Jones will make the final decision on October 27th.
There's a new Fremont-based manufacturing company that's experienced tremendous growth over the past 5 years. And an Ohlone Network news reporter, Bruce Struthers, went out to take a look at who's putting the flash in Fremont.
In the electronics and high-tech industries, more and more companies are outsourcing their manufacturing divisions to other companies who specialize in making various components and products. These manufacturing companies sometimes make just an electronic part inside a computer, and sometimes they make entire products, then ship them directly to retail store shelves.
We do contract manufacturing in the electronics environment. Primarily, we do printed circuit board assembly and full turnkey into the box build and full functional tests. And certain customers will do order fulfillment to their total needs.
Mr. Fan was among the founders of Flash in July of 1994 when it first began operations in an 18,000 square foot plant in Fremont with just 6 employees and 0 customers. Since then, Flash has enjoyed sustained growth in excess of 80% per year and now runs a much larger manufacturing facility.
Our customers have asked us to produce more product for them. We're their manufacturing arm, their invisible manufacturing arm. They get the credit, we do the work. And so to do that, we've had to add more space, more people, and more equipment. And we've been fortunate enough to have a great location here in Fremont where modern facilities are available, and we've purchased new equipment to support that.
Flash Electronics does the manufacturing work for high-tech industry leaders such as Nokia, Samsung, Web TV, and Pinnacle Systems. Doing business with these companies has more than tripled Flash's revenues over the past few years to over $50 million, and Flash's future looks bright as technology production increases. In fact, the numbers are really staggering.
Our business, meaning the contract manufacturing market, today it's 16%, it's been outsourced, the number varies, but that's changing and growing so rapidly that it's only a matter of time before it gets up into the 50% range. Today it's $100 billion. By that time, it's probably going to be $500 to $700 billion, a huge business. And we think that's a great opportunity for Flash, its investors, and its employees.
Reporting for Ohlone Network News, I'm Bruce Struthers.
If you've driven Mallory Avenue recently, you may have noticed that there are no overhead power lines. The city has found a way to combat power outages by burying power lines under streets. The City Council recently decided to bury lines on Cherry Street. PG&E is paying for the $1.5 million project. PG&E will take 5% from each local bill to pay for the construction. The project began in June and slated to be finished early next summer.
Coming up next, a story on Fremont protesters arguing their viewpoints.
And drinking water may have been contaminated by a broken pipe. Find out if it's water you've been drinking.
For Susan Chang, who spends most of her income on rent. For Felicia Hicks, whose 3 children still share the same bedroom. And for Jose Saban, who dreams of one day parking in his own garage. Introducing 1-888-HOME for Us, the toll-free call that gives you all the information you'll need to own your first home. Call now. Remember, the help is yours free, but a home is yours forever.
For the past 26 years, Ohlone instructor Doug Prazak has made it his mission to teach students to believe in themselves. Tonight, we take a closer look at the man who has gained the respect of many students and his colleagues.
Oh, here we go.
There's the music.
Okay.
There's the music. It's right there. Here's your opportunity, Doug.
Oh, yeah. It's a Macarena. That's right. Come on. We'll be back. It continues Friday mornings on TV.
Right after this.
Jeepers, kids. Television is swell.
I'm going to miss you. You've been a real mentor to me. You've been a real good friend to me. And I'm for once, I'm lost for words, if you could believe it.
Yeah, I've had really some really funny times here and some really rewarding times. I guess the big reward is graduating and getting a job in the real world, doing what I like to do. And I never thought I would be doing this in a lifetime.
What do I remember about Doug Prazak? The John Davidson hairstyle, you know, that was always a memorable thing. His excellent coordination of the students at Asilomar. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then there was a time, no. And I'll let that speak for itself. Dave, you got the tape, right?
Pacific House has seen many occupants since it was built. It served, no, it was used as. It is housed. It is housed. Okay, see? It's something like that. Stupid things here. Am I the shade? Okay. Pacific House has seen many, no, Pacific House has had, right?
Pacific House has seen many different occupants.
I was right the first time. Pacific House has seen many occupants since it was built. It's housed.
Nice smile.
You want to do it?
Doug, did you hear the one about the ladder?
So, Doug, you're the first of the young guys to become one of the old guys. And really sorry to see you go. It's been wonderful, and I can't believe what you've done with the whole radio, TV program. It's definitely envy of the whole department. So, best wishes, and take care.
Tell me when.
All right, start.
Go?
Yeah.
Oh, man. How do I know when to stop?
Stop now.
Okay.
Let me stir this a little bit. Pretty, huh?
Yeah. Well, there'll be a table left when we're done.
Long life have they met a gritty, granulated, inglorious fate.
Can we talk to you?
Hey, if I miss any of this, the rest of it won't make any sense at all. Okay?
Same, that channel.
All right, guys, what do you want?
Well, Doug, Mike's aunt sent him all of his rice-a-roni, and we were wondering if we could do a game show.
And that way we can give away all the slop to those poor fools we get to be contestants.
Yeah. Sure, guys. Fine with me. But, you know, we spend all of our money on that high-tech newsline set. So we're out of cash, and so you could do the show on a zero budget. But, you know, go for it.
There's been 3 teachers in my life that have really made a positive effect. One was in junior high, one was in high school, and one was when I was at Ohlone, and that was you. You affected my life a lot. You taught me how to be responsible for my actions. You taught me how to deal with people, all kinds of different personalities on an individual basis. You taught me everything I knew about television and how to be successful at it and what it was going to take.
As long as I've been around Ohlone and stuff like that, you've always been there. You know, you taught me a lot of stuff and shown me cool things and different ways to do stuff. And I just wanted to thank you for getting me into the glamorous world of television.
I hate to break up the soiree we're having, but it's time for me to do notes now. That's where I get to yell at them. Okay.
Thank you.
I'm getting sort of ready for the final exam thing situation here. You know.
Meetings in the hallway. There's like a marble contest going out there. And there's trading baseball cards and signing yearbooks and not in the hallway.
So dark in here. This game now leaves the Colts at 8-0, 17-3 overall. They are the top-ranked team of each day and just one win shy of being at least.
Doug, did you hear the one about the ladder?
Lunch bucket beef stew.
Another day of straight
You know, the bitch about this is, I'm eating with a fork, so all the stew part runs through. I'm left with this mysterious meat.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dougie. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, baby.
Thanks.
Hey.
I got set up big tonight.
Happy birthday, Doug.
Hey, thanks.
Good luck, Doug. It's been a great 20-plus years. Keep those ears riding high.
I would like to extend my thanks and gratitude for the assistance you have provided our students and myself over these last 7 years that I've been here. It has been a pleasure and an honor working with you, and I say with you because I do view what we have had together here as a very excellent partnership. Your commitment to our students is laudable.
Doug, did you hear the one about the ladder?
She's a sister of the famous General Mariano. Look, kitty, kitty. There's a cat with no tail.
Hey Doug, this is Jennifer Harrison, and I've been sitting here trying to figure out what on earth I'm going to say to you, and I've realized I can't put it into words. You are an incredible human being and an incredible teacher, and I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I couldn't be where I am now in the crazy world of television if it wasn't for you, and you really have impacted my life more than you'll ever know. Thank you so much, and Ohlone is losing a great teacher, but here's to an awesome adventure in your next career. Thanks.
Doug Prazak, it has been an honor and a pleasure, sir. Good luck.
Just an announcement. The Prazak dynasty has left the building. Thank you.
Tonight we say goodbye to this honorable man who was our teacher, our mentor, our friend, the man who made us all believe in our dreams and in ourselves. Doug, good luck to you in your new endeavor. You will be missed by many people. On behalf of all your students, past and present, thanks. Coming up next, we have Weekend and a full weather report for you.
Life in the Air Force Reserve, it's eating all the cotton candy you want, spending $20 to win a $2 frog, finding the funhouse really funny. It's about having your own life and still getting training and money for college. It's 2 days a month, 2 weeks a year. So you have enough time to hold on to friends, hats, and the memories of one hot Saturday night.
More than 140,000 Americans have joined Peace Corps. Returning home, their experiences last a lifetime. Meet Sandra Hood, a substance abuse counselor, and Jean Lee, a community services director.
Overall, my Peace Corps experience has enriched my life in ways that are very hard to define.
Peace Corps service prepares me for what I'm doing now because it taught me how to think quickly on my feet.
Peace Corps volunteers, changing America and changing the world. See how you can make a difference.
And now we're going to all your exciting weekend highlights with Bruce.
Thanks, Amy. This weekend is only 2 days away, and if you're thinking about getting out and seeing some movies, there's some great ones to choose from. If you have little ones at home, you may want to go check out The Adventures of Elmo in Grouchland. This is the latest Muppet movie adventure and supposed to be a great film. If you want to see a more adult comedy, you may want to go check out Happy Texas. This is the light-hearted romp about two cons who hide out in a small town. If you have a sports tooth you need to satisfy, you may want to go see Mystery Alaska. This is a new comedy involving a town obsessed with ice hockey. If you want to see a more contemporary film, but that has a dark side and has some great stars, go check out George Clooney and Ice Cube in Three Kings. That's showing in theaters everywhere. And rounding out the top 5 at the movie theaters this weekend is a movie called American Beauty, starring Kevin Spacey. And this is supposed to be a smart, dark comedy exploring the anguish beneath the American middle-class dream. Now, if you don't want to go out to the movie theater, you just want to stay home and snuggle up with a loved one and check out a video, there's some great video picks out this weekend, too. The top 5 video releases for the weekend are Forces of Nature. This is a new film, new video release starring Sandra Bullock and Ben Affleck. The Matrix is out. Everyone remembers that, starring Keanu Reeves, and that's supposed to be the high, gloomy science fiction action drama. It's supposed to be a great movie. My Favorite Martian is out. That stars Christopher Lloyd and Elizabeth Hurley. The Mummy is out. That stars Brendan Fraser, and that has a lot of high-tech special effects, so you may want to see that. And The Out-of-Towners is also out on video now, and that stars Steve Martin and Goldie Hawn, 2 favorites anytime. Now, if you don't feel like going out to the movies this weekend, you don't want to see a video at home, there are some great novels you can just curl up with and read here beginning in October. The top 5 books on the New York Times bestseller list are Hannibal, which is the latest sequel to the earlier book entitled Silence of the Lambs, which was made into a movie starring Anthony Hopkins. You may want to read the book Hannibal. Number 2 is a book by Daniel Steele called Granny, which is a romantic love story set in the 1930s, and Daniel Steele is a great author. You always want to read her latest book. White Oleander is number 3 on the New York Times bestseller list, and this is a book about a teenage girl's arduous 6-year journey of self-discovery. So that may be a good book for you to check out. Mother of Pearl by Melinda Haynes is set in Petal, Mississippi, and takes place during the 1950s, and it's a great book, and this deals with the same common themes: love, community, identity, and security. And number 5 is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and this is the sequel to an earlier Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's book you may want to share with the young ones. So you got your top 5 movies, you got your top 5 video picks, and you got your top 5 novels for the weekend. Lots of things to do, so I hope you have a great one. Next, here's Vic with all your weekend weather. Vic, please take it away.
Thanks, Bruce, and good evening, everybody. Do I have some wonderful weekend weather news for you? While much of the Northeast, especially the New York and Boston metro areas, are going to be mired in rainy conditions and highs that's only up in the 50s, we here in the Bay Area are going to enjoy some wonderful weekend summer-like conditions with temperatures mostly in the 70s and 80s throughout the Bay Area. Let's now have a look at our weekend weather maps to see how our current conditions across the nation is looking like. It's been a wonderful day, sunny through most parts of the east and the northeast, and sunshine in the west too, with rain in the Rockies and the northern plains. And again, lots of rain in the Gulf states, especially Louisiana and southern Mississippi and southern Florida. Today's highs were in the 80s through most of the southeast, Florida and Texas, 70 degrees through much of California and the Midwest, 60 degrees in the Rockies, and 40s and 50s in the Northeast. I told you, it's been really cold, especially in the New York metro area. Tonight's lows expect some freezing temperatures in the 20s and 30s through much of the Northeast and parts of Canada, 50 degrees through parts of Northern California, 60 degrees in Texas. Friday's highs expect 70 degrees weather through most of the East and the Northwest, 80 degrees in California and southern Texas and Florida, 60 degrees through the Midwest, the Northeast, and the Rocky regions, and 50s up in Canada. Tomorrow's forecast, it's going to be a bizarre day. It's going to be overcast through much of the nation with thunderstorm warnings stretching from Alabama, Mississippi up into Indiana and again in the Rocky states. Saturday's forecast, that thunderstorm is going to stretch way into Texas and into Ohio. And again, rain conditions up in the northern plains. But the rest of the country expect overcast conditions in Florida, in Texas, in northwest regions, and in California. Currently, it is raining in the Gulf states and Florida, and it's raining in the Rocky regions and through much of Mississippi. In California right now, if you can see, some high pressure developing off the coast of the Pacific into into British Columbia and bringing in rain through much of that province and Washington State. Again, some rain brewing up in the Rocky regions through the East Coast. It's been rainy, and it's going to continue being rainy the next few days. Current conditions, temperatures 68 degrees right now in Fremont, humidity 54 degrees, barometer at 29.93, winds at 1 mile west, and absolutely no rain. It's been a beautiful day, and we don't expect any rain. Today's high temperatures, 77 degrees in Fremont, 75 degrees in Newark, 80 degrees in Hayward, 81 degrees in Milpitas, 82 degrees in Pleasanton. It's been a warm day in the 70s and 80s through much of the Bay Area. Bay Area weekend forecast. Friday expects mostly sunny skies, high in the 70s, between 70 and 75, and low between 55 and 60 degrees. Saturday, mostly sunny, between 70 and 77 degrees for the highs and 54 to 58 in the lows. Sunday, mostly sunny, between 72 and 78 for the high, and lows between 53 and 58 degrees. That is our weekend weather update. That will do for the weekend weather outlook. I'm Vikram Seshadri, and let's go on to Jason Toops, who will give us all our sports updates. Jason?
Thank you, Vic. Ohlone women's soccer team continues a rampage as they take out De Anza in a 1-0 shutout. In goal for the Renegades was freshman Julie Esinilia, who blocked 20 shots in the victory. The Renegades are now 5-0 in conference, and they'll next face Mission College. Men's water polo team are floundering as Delta went on a 6-goal rampage in the fourth quarter. The 12-7 loss brought their record to 3-12 with one tie. The 49ers are pondering who to start at quarterback against the undefeated St. Louis Rams squad on Sunday. Leading the Niners last week was Jeff Garcia, who played well against the Tennessee Titans in a 24-22 victory. Steve Young is practicing with the team after he suffered a concussion during the Arizona Cardinal game. There is still no word yet about who will start for Sunday's game. The NFL has awarded a group from Houston the 32nd NFL franchise. The group, led by Bob McNair, paid over $1 billion for the team and the stadium. The group beat out a bid from Los Angeles. The franchise will not coin the nickname the Oilers because the Tennessee Titans still own the rights to that nickname. Major League playoffs are in full swing as the Astros and Braves series is tied 1-1. Atlanta beat up on Houston yesterday at a score of 5-1. Yankees are leading the series against the Rangers 1-0. The Diamondbacks have a split series with the wild card Mets. Arizona slammed the Mets yesterday, a score of 7-1, and Cleveland and Boston squared off today. Indians beat Boston, a score of 11-1. That makes the Indians lead 2-0. Let's see, and also reports say that Red Sox ace Pedro Martinez is feeling better after he was pulled after Tuesday's game with a sore back. Heisman Trophy candidate Peter Warwick is going to have to get used to the courtroom than the football stadium. But he's charged with a felony. Well, that has to do with sports. Back to the news desk.
Now we'll be closing, and thank you for watching the Ohlone TV News. I'm Anthony Reeser.
And I'm Amy Sutherland.